minut, 6 żyć.
I cannot believe that I'm gonna talk finally about how did I lose my job. I promise you will never guess how. If you don't know me and it's your first time watching my video, my name is Lera. I'm an artistic swimmer. I worked on a cruise ship for past 6 years. Last year in February, March, I was on a cruise ship working and I realized that I need to renew my US visa because I'm not from US, I'm from Russia. Usually I need to travel to different countries on my vacation that is already short. What if I will try to do my US visa in one of the ports? We was in the Caribbean. I decided to go to US embassy in Bahamas. Spoiler alert, this was the worst decision ever. So I booked appointment, I had all the documents for my US visa, I already got a new contract, so everything was perfect. And March 25th, I went to the embassy alone because Mario had a drill. Mario is my husband. Also, we got married. So many things to catch up. I went to the embassy, everything was fine. I was not worried at all because I had all the documents. I did so many interviews. Usually it's really short, and when the consul see that you're working on a cruise ship, you're entertainment, like you have all the documents, you're working so many years in a company, they check in all your documents and they're proving your visa. This interview was really different. I started talking to consul and he started asking me a lot of questions. If I was traveling to US for my personal reasons, exactly how many days I was in US, and at the end of the interview I thought, that's it, I'm fine, everything is good. And he giving me a piece of paper and saying that they need to check if everything is okay with my documents. They sent me to administrative processing. I didn't even know what is that at that point. I go out from embassy super confused. I was like, what just happened? I was so sure that everything's gonna be okay and I'm gonna have my visa. I start immediately googling what is administrative processing, how long it will take, what is that actually, what is that? And apparently is a extra background check on you. I still don't know what was the reasons of that administrative processing. They never saying to you, and usually that process is for checking if you're doing everything legally. And believe me, I am doing everything legally. I'm working with one of the biggest cruise ship companies in the world. I never break any rules, and I don't want to stay in US. And if I wanted, I would stay a million years ago. I'm 6 years in the company. Anyway, at first I thought it will resolve really quickly, like in a few days. But then I find a chat with the people that also have the same issue that me, that in administrative processing. And I realized that some people is waiting for their, not even visa, that you can go out from that process, because meanwhile you're in the process, you cannot reapply for a visa, you cannot do anything. You're just in a limbo. So the people is waiting for the end of the process for not even months, years. So I can lose my job because no visa, no job. I just hate talking about that. I think it was snowing all day because it's so much snow. I miss it so much. I feel like it's really cool because I'm here for 5 weeks already and it wasn't snowing like that. And at the day that I'm recording this video, boom, the most beautiful snow. Today is Arms Day. So I started to panic because I didn't know what to do. No visa means no contract, no work, no nothing. My whole life is built around my contracts. The more days was passing by, the more I started feeling super down and sad because what I'm gonna do? Like, it was a silence from the embassy side. I was just constantly reading all the messages about people waiting for their visa for like 2-3 years. 2-3 years. My next contract, of course, was canceled because, yeah, I don't have visa. And it was getting worse and worse. My mental state, I was feeling so sad because everybody in my cast started receiving contracts. Mario also needed to refuse his contract because we decided that we cannot do 10 months or 11 months without each other. It's too hard. So he also needed to refuse the contract. Honestly, it was so hard times for me. That's why I didn't want to record anything. I didn't want to do anything. I realized that maybe it can be my last shows ever, because if I will not have visa for 1-2 years more, probably we're gonna end contracts and that's it. When I was doing shows, I was crying almost every time because I was feeling like that's it. That's the end of an era of being a performer, being an artistic swimmer. And of course, we was thinking about finishing the ships at some point. Of course, we want to start a family and settle down. But it's really different when you're choosing to do it and when you're forced to do it. On the last month of the contract, we were in Europe. You know, Europe was always my dream. It was supposed to be a happy times because Mario's parents came on board. But honestly, I was just so exhausted. I was trying to process everything. I was trying to say to myself that maybe that's what was supposed to happen. Maybe you think that I'm over dramatic about the whole situation, but my whole life is performing on a cruise ships. So by the end of the contract, I kind of processed everything. I accept the situation. I went through all the stages of the acceptance. On my last show, I thought, okay, maybe this is for real my last show and I should just enjoy that. After the contract, I went to Russia to spend time with my family. First 2 weeks, I honestly didn't talk to anybody. I was just laying in my bed trying to think what I'm gonna do next, because I still didn't know if we're gonna keep doing contracts, if I will get a visa, I will, or we will need to settle down. It was slowly, with the time alone, I get better. I start feeling that this is not the end of the world. I'm healthy. I have my husband. I have my family and friends. The most importantly, I have me. I will be okay. Then I had my birthday. I turned 30 years old. I still cannot believe that I'm 30. After my birthday, I went to Colombia. We didn't know what to do. Should we rent an apartment? Should we buy a car? Like, what's gonna happen next? Should we find a job? I keep sending emails to the embassy, but it was no news. And everybody was keep asking me, what's happening with your visa? When you're going to the ship? I didn't know. I didn't know anything. And then one day, finally, after 6 months of silence, embassy answered me. Mario somehow find some email and they answer me and they say that I need to travel back to Bahamas, but they didn't mention if they're giving me visa or not. So I traveled to Bahamas. I give my passport to DHL right away. I booked my Airbnb for 5 days, thinking that I will make it in 5 days. I spent there 2.5 weeks. There was in a no rush. And if you ever was in Bahamas, you know that Bahamas is really, really expensive, really expensive. And honestly, those 2 weeks was the worst. I know it's crazy. All my friends is laughing at me because like, how you can have a bad time in Bahamas? Come on. But you have to understand, I didn't come to Bahamas to be on vacation, to be with my husband on vacation. I was alone and I was waiting that they will give me at least some answers if I will have a job or not, I need to move on or not. I couldn't even leave Bahamas because my passport was at the embassy. So I just needed to wait. And I moved from 3 Airbnbs because I was thinking, okay, maybe next week until the Friday they'll gonna give me visa. Maybe next week, maybe next. No. Every day I was trying to push myself to go out from hotel room to just clear my head because I was not in a good space. I was alone there. I was super sad. I was exhausted mentally from this bullshit. And on the way to the beach, there is a port where all the ships are docking. All the ships that I could work. The amount of crying that I had, the mental breakdowns there, is just, I'm not even saying all the details because I think it's super boring and not important. I met my friend. Her ship was docking there. I was supposed to work with her and I met her. Still, no job, no visa. And after 2.5 weeks of different Airbnbs and constantly checking my phone, they finally sent back my passport and I was supposed to have two visas. One seafarer visa is for working at sea, and second one for going to rehearsals in Miami. It's like a travel visa. I open in my passport and it's just one visa. I talk with Royal and they say that everything should be fine, and I was thinking, yeah, everything's gonna be fine. I was super relieved that I have visa finally. I came back to Colombia. It was a moment of relief. I finally had my visa. I was with my husband. Everything was okay. And after a couple of weeks, we got a contract that we was asking, Allure of the Seas. And I was thinking, oh my God, this cannot be more perfect because Allure is going to dry dock. So after dry dock, they're gonna be in Europe. It's gonna be a full contract in Europe, 6 months in Europe, and then we're moving to Caribbean. I was so happy. But in the back of my mind was like, it's too good to be true. We were supposed to start rehearsal 25th of February. I started planning my life finally. I felt that I control something, my life. And then I received an email that some migration rules changed and I cannot travel to rehearsals without touristic visa. That embassy didn't give me. God knows why. I'm getting more sassy and sassy because you have to understand, I lost my job for 10 months because of whole situation that I didn't have any blame on that. I didn't do anything wrong. Nothing. It just happened to me. I don't know why to me. I was really angry why they didn't give me two visas after 6 months of waiting, but what can I do? Of course, per usual, I cry all day. I was again like left out. I felt again that I am missing out everything and I cannot do anything. I don't have any control of my life, and I am the most controlling person ever. I need to control everything, and again couldn't do it. Thank God Royal still wanted to work with me because they could just say, I'm sorry, but it's gonna be new show, it's gonna be creation, we will not take you because you will not able to be in rehearsals. But I'm so grateful that they say, don't worry, we gonna take you straight to a ship, and I supposed to travel 31st of March to the ship. But and because I couldn't travel to Miami, I needed to make by my own Schengen visa. And right now it's not the best time, I guess, for any visa for people with Russian passport. But yeah, I needed to travel back to Russia. I needed to apply for Schengen visa by my own. The funny thing is that I had a lot of problems with that too. I don't know who cursed me. Please, can you leave that curse? I cannot handle this anymore. I will not even give you the whole Schengen visa story because it's just stupid and I cannot stand more stories about visas, and probably you're super bored hearing all of that. At the end, I applied. Currently, I am waiting for my passport. 2 days ago, I received a message that they sent my passport to me. They're also not saying if you get the visa or not. You need to receive a passport and see if you get visa or not. So I'm praying and waiting, because if I will not have that visa, that is the end. Honestly, the ship was gonna be in Spain and I will not able to join the ship without that visa. So yeah, this is the story how I lost my job for 10 months. I still don't know if I will have a job, but currently I'm trying to rehearsing here by myself. My installers sending me all the videos and I'm trying to learn by myself. If you want to ask me how I'm feeling super shitty. All the team is there. My husband is there. I'm here alone trying to just follow the videos, and it's not the easiest thing to learn choreos by the videos and not when installers explaining that to you movement by movement. But I'm trying to do my best. I'm trying to keep my head high and just hoping that I will get that Schengen visa and I will able to see Mario in a couple weeks. I never ever thought that all of this visa process is gonna fuck me up so bad, fuck me up my mental health, my work, and not just my work of my husband too. I'm not gonna cry. Honestly, I didn't even wanted to talk again about all of that, but I felt like I don't have a huge channel, but still I know that some people was watching my life and was keep asking me what is happening. I never had an answer. I always was saying that I'm on vacation. Honestly, I just didn't have a job at all. I just want to let you know what happened for the past year, why I'm not on the contract, what was happening, and I feel like I needed to just talk about that and close the chapter. I think Mario and my friends, my family is sick of me talking about all of that because it's just, negative energy, like talking about all of that. We cannot change anything, and I understand that. That's why I don't even want to remember any of that. I want to close the chapter, and that's it. This is how I'm rehearsing right now. Here I have rehearsals footage, also on my phone. I don't know why in both, just more helpful for me. Maybe I'm lucky that I'm rehearsing in my PJs at my home, but it's not easy to learn by myself the choreo. I got it. I got it. I cannot crack the counting for I don't know how many days. This is how I'm learning choreo. Cannot say that it's successfully, kind of successfully. I learned 3-ish numbers out of 4. It's gonna be okay. I just need to believe that everything's gonna be okay. Okay, I got my passport. I'm super scared. I'm so nervous. I got it. I didn't expect to react like that. I'm going to the ship. I cannot believe it. I cannot believe it.